Present perfect or past simple? Mariam wants to find out about the differences. This can be confusing as we use both for past events. However, the present perfect has more of a link with the present. Let's look at 4 main differences to help. So we can use both for things that happened in the past, but if there's a result in the present, we tend to use the present perfect.
Oh, I've lost my phone. Can you call me?
So I lost my phone in the past, but it is still lost now in the present.
I've lost my glasses. Can you see them anywhere?
However, if there isn't a result in the present, then we generally use the past simple. The event is firmly in the past. It doesn't affect our present.
I lost my phone last week, but someone handed it in.
Did you also hear there was a time phrase, last week? That brings me on to our next difference. With finished time words, like these, we use the past simple.
I bought myself some flowers yesterday.
With unfinished time words, we normally use the present perfect. Here are some examples.
I've bought so many clothes this year.
Careful though. Sometimes these time words can be used with the past simple as well. It depends on how the speaker views this time.
I haven't had coffee today. I didn't have a coffee today.
So if I say, I haven't had a coffee today, maybe it's midday. The day is still happening.
I haven't had coffee today. Can you make me a coffee, please?
At the end of the day, I might say,
I didn't have a coffee today.
I use today, but I'm thinking of the day as finished.
Off to bed.
Next, if the action started in the past, but is still true or still happens now, we can use the present perfect.
I've lived in Brighton for 8 years.
So I moved here 8 years ago, but I still live here now. However, if the action started in the past and finished in the past, I use the past simple.
I lived in New Zealand for 4 years.
So I lived in New Zealand in the past, but I don't live there now. I live here. Another example.
They've been married for 5 years.
They got married 5 years ago, and they are still married today.
It's their anniversary on Sunday.
In this example,
they were married for 5 years.
They are not married now,
but they got divorced last year.
Finally, if you want to talk about an experience in your life, and we're not saying when, you can use the present perfect because your life is still happening.
I've seen the Northern Lights.
However, if you want to talk about a specific event in the past, then we use the past simple.
When I visited Iceland, I saw the Northern Lights.
So even though I don't say when, we know that it was a time in the past when I visited Iceland. Be careful though, because there are often differences between American and British English. And sometimes in American English, the past simple is used, when in British English, we would use the present perfect. Check out below for more information though. Please send us your questions to our email address.